Imagine dying and nobody knowing who you are. No name, no family coming forward, no missing person report, nothing. Now imagine something stranger. Every label on your clothes carefully removed, as if someone didn't want you identified. December 1948, Australia. A well-dressed man is found dead on a beach. No signs of violence, no explanation, and hidden in his pocket, 2 words. Welcome to the Somerton Man. December 1st, Adelaide, Australia. The Second World War had ended only a few years earlier. The world was changing, nations were rebuilding, and quietly, the Cold War had already begun. There were spies, secrets, people disappearing, the kind of world where strangers could arrive and leave no trace. On Somerton Beach, just south of Adelaide, a man sat against a sea wall, well dressed, grey jacket, polished shoes, tie still neatly in place, one leg stretched out, the other crossed casually over it. To most people, he looked ordinary, almost relaxed, like someone waiting for somebody or simply enjoying the evening air. The night before, people had actually seen him. One couple noticed him sitting alone. At one point, they thought they saw him raise an arm slightly before letting it fall back to the ground. They thought little of it. Perhaps he was drunk, tired, lost in thought. Another witness saw him later, still sitting there, same position, same quiet stillness. Nobody approached him. Nobody checked on him. Because why would they? He was just a man on a beach. Until the morning came, and he still hadn't moved. When police finally examined the man, things became strange very quickly. He carried no identification, no wallet, no driver's license, no paperwork. There was nothing to explain who he was or why he had been there. At first, that might not seem unusual. People forget things, they lose things. But this felt different, because the deeper investigators looked, the stranger it became. Every label on his clothing had been carefully removed. Not torn, not worn away, but removed. From his shirt, his trousers, even parts of his luggage, as though somebody had gone out of their way to make sure this man stayed anonymous. And yet, he didn't look poor or even homeless. Quite the opposite. His clothes were clean. They were well fitted. His shoes had been polished. He appeared healthy, well kept. The kind of man who looked as though he belonged somewhere. But according to police, nobody seemed to be looking for him either. There were no reports and no missing persons reports, and no worried family. There was nothing. It was as if he appeared out of nowhere. Then came the autopsy, and somehow that only made things stranger. With no obvious injuries, no clear cause of death. But inside his body, doctors found signs that suggested something unsettling. His organs showed unusual congestion. His spleen was enlarged, his stomach filled with blood, signs that, to some investigators, pointed toward poison. There was just one problem. No poison was ever found. Weeks passed. The man remained unidentified, but police weren't finished, because not far from Somerton Beach, at Adelaide railway station, they discovered something. It was a brown suitcase, left in the station cloakroom. Checked in the very same day the unknown man had appeared on the beach. Inside were more clothes, personal items, a few everyday objects. Nothing dramatic, nothing that immediately solved the mystery, but once again, something felt wrong. Several labels had been removed, just like the clothes on the body, carefully cut away, and while a few names appeared on certain items, investigators quickly discovered they led nowhere. Dead ends, false trails, no confirmed identity. The police noticed something unusual. hidden deep inside the man's trousers was a tiny pocket. A pocket so small, some officers reportedly hadn't noticed it. Sewn carefully into the fabric, almost secret inside it. A tightly rolled scrap of paper, tiny, neatly cut, printed with two unfamiliar words. Tamám Shud. The words came from an ancient Persian book called The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, and translated roughly they meant finished, ended. To police, the meaning felt unsettling. A mysterious man dead on a beach, no name, no explanation, and hidden in a secret pocket, a message that seemed to say, "It's over." But the mystery was about to deepen, because investigators now had one question. Where had the scrap of paper come from? And the really interesting bit? Somehow, they found the book. The words Tamám Shud had to come from somewhere. Police knew that much, because they weren't handwritten. They had been neatly printed, cut cleanly from a page, meaning somewhere there had to be a missing book. And then, something unlikely happened. A local man walked into the police station. He had found the book, oddly abandoned inside his car, left there months earlier. The timing felt strange, the location even stranger, because when investigations opened it, they noticed something unsettling. The final page had been torn out, precisely, cleanly, missing the exact words, Tamám Shud. Then police looked closer. Inside the book, they found markings, indented writing, a phone number, and something else, a strange series of letters, not words, not sentences, a code, or at least something that looked like one. To this day, nobody has ever fully explained what it means. Was it intelligence related, military, espionage, or simply meaningless scribbles people wanted to believe mattered? The phone number led police to a woman living nearby. She was a nurse, quiet and reserved. When shown a plaster cast of the dead man, some investigators claimed she looked visibly shaken, though she denied ever knowing him. Now here's the strange part. She owned a copy of the very same Persian book. By now, the mystery had begun spreading, not just across Australia, but beyond it, because the timing felt uncomfortable. It was the late 1940s, the world had changed. The war was over, but another kind of conflict had quietly begun. The Cold War. A world of hidden loyalties, double lives, and people who travelled under false names, messages that were hidden in plain sight. And suddenly, the Somerton Man started to feel less like a tragedy and more like a puzzle. People began asking questions. Why remove every label? Why carry no identification? Why the coded writing? Why die quietly on a beach? Then came another strange detail. The man appeared unusually fit. He had broad shoulders, strong calves, and some investigators believe he may have had military training. Others pointed towards intelligence work. Even his clothing felt unusual. Certain items appeared difficult to trace locally. Small details, nothing conclusive, but enough to keep the rumours alive. And then there was the nurse, the woman linked to the phone number. Now, over the years, some believed she knew more than she admitted. Others suggested a romance, a rejected relationship, a secret child possibly, even whispers of espionage. But the truth is, nobody ever proved any of it. And perhaps that's what makes this case linger, because every answer seems to create another question. Was he a spy? Perhaps he was a forgotten traveller, a man escaping his old life, or something much sadder. Someone who died alone, with nobody left looking for him. For decades, that question remained unanswered, until something changed. Modern science finally stepped in. In 2021, investigators exhumed a body. DNA testing followed, and finally, after decades and decades of dead ends, researchers believed they had found him. His name may have been Carl Charles Webb, a Melbourne electrical engineer, a quiet man, reportedly intelligent, private, separated from his wife, a life that, at least on paper, didn't look like the life of a master spy. But here's the strange thing: even with a name, the mystery didn't disappear, because researchers may have identified the man, but not the reason he ended up alone on a beach. Nobody knows for certain why the labels were removed, why the code existed, why Tamám Shud sat hidden in his pocket, or whether the strange details meant something important, or simply became larger because of the mystery itself. Maybe he was caught in something bigger. Maybe he was running from something, or maybe this was something far quieter, something human. A lonely man whose story slowly disappeared until all that remained was a body on a beach. And perhaps that's why the mystery still lingers, because deep down, there's something unsettling about the idea that somebody can live an entire life and almost vanish. We may know his name, but the Somerton Man still hasn't told us his story. But if you're interested in putting your theory down in the comments, please do so. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. Until next time, remember, question everything, stay safe. Toodles.